Yo guys, what's up? So I figured I should shoot a video because I haven't shot a video in like how many months has it been now? So one person asked for a shop tour, so I figured I'd better make a shop tour because that's a pretty easy, lazy thing to do. So this is a corner where it all started. See, right here with the bandsaw and the big pile of stuff that never seems to go away. So here's my bandsaw. It's the first tool I bought. It's been modded. See, I put a plug on so the motor unplugs. And then the dust collector also unplugs. And then I modified the dust chute there. And I have I think that's a 3/8 blade there, and it's a little too big for the saw, so the bearings always run really annoyingly. Yeah, then there's the dust collector down here. It really isn't very powerful, and I'm not sure it's very effective. But at least it's one more thing to turn electricity into heat down here in the coldness down here, because there is no heating. It's just a garage, and it's cold. Yeah, got some chargers and some junk up here. Then I just finished building this new workbench. I didn't finish building it. I've got it to where I can put stuff on top of that and on top of it, and that's good enough for me. There's supposed to be some drawers here, but I haven't built them yet. Yeah. So this is my lathe here. I finally got around to actually building a motor mount thingy for it. Then this is a piece of plywood. Good piece of plywood. And more stuff scattered about here. Yeah, I think I made a one-to-one printout of the screw advance box joint jig, which was a bad idea. Alright, and then here's my other workbench, which has my table saw and my drill press. Yeah, this is a pretty nice table saw. If you've seen that video about the Bosch GT1031S or something, yeah, I've grown to like this saw quite a bit. The brushes are still good on it, for now at least. And then here, I want to show you something pretty nifty. Let's just get all this crappy wood in my wood pile down there. So this has a storage spot right under the workbench. So this was one of my things I built. One day I challenged myself to just build like a tool mount or something to clean up the clutter a bit every day. And then I also have my fence over here, which was another one of those projects. Then under that there's a little slot for push sticks. It's kind of hard to reach down here sometimes if there's a lot of stuff here. Oh, that brings me to my bigger dust collector. I don't think I made a video about that, but it's bigger and more better. It has one of those HVAC motors from an air conditioner, and it's supposed to run off of 220 volts, but I don't have that, so it is reduced power because it doesn't have a 120 volt winding, it's just 220 volts. And I could plug that in if I felt like it, but I don't. We've got more dryer hose, and then I didn't build this, it's just in my area, because, yeah. Then there's my bicycle with the flat tire, because I need to fix that. And I don't want it to get all rusty outside. Oh, and then here's something fancy. I got a planer finally. It's about time. I haven't used it that much, because you kind of need a jointer for what I want to do, which is make rough pallet wood into smooth, I don't really care about the smoothness as much as I do about the flatness and consistency of it. Oh yeah, so here's my lumber rack, and then rack for other stuff, shelf I mean. And then here's a bookshelf that I repaired a foot on down there, because somebody decided they were just gonna shove this bookshelf around while they were moving it out of an apartment. Yeah, that person shall be unnamed. So anyways, well, nobody wanted to move it upstairs, so I started putting tools and stuff in here. And then I put electrical things here. And then I put a garbage can up there, because, yeah. And here, let me show you the most important part of any good shop. You need a really loud sound system. Pretty loud. Loud enough. I've got some sawhorses, a box fan, and my stack of plywood. And then over here I hang my screw advance box joint underneath of the table. It's kind of hard to get at with a bicycle here. So let's take a look at some of the other junk I have. This is a fan blade from an air conditioner. Then a keyboard, duh. And then somewhere around here, oh yeah, here it is. This is a pretty nifty invention. I came up with it myself, but of course somebody else has done it already. So see, what you do is you put a saw in there, and then it'll make sure that you cut nice and square and straight. It's not full. It's like you can still mess it up a little bit if you're cutting right on the edge of a piece or something. But it's pretty good if you left your earmuffs in the car and because you're doing a job somewhere else and don't feel like moving them back up, and your project isn't that important. And then this here thing is an industrial grade box fan frame. Not really, but what I did is I took a motor and then I put this fan blade on there, and this thing blows a lot of air. Like, it blows way more than that fan, but it's really loud also. So if you just need to move a lot of air, this thing is great. I took the motor off of it because I wanted to see if I could run my bandsaw off of that. Oh yeah, that's somewhere else. I'll go there eventually. But anyways, I stole the motor off of this thing, which only runs at around 1,000 RPM. So that fan blade is supposed to run at like 1,800 RPM or so. So it's running slower, so it's not moving as much air as it could, but it's still moving a lot of air. Oh, and so I also installed a 20 amp outlet right here, so I would stop using the extension cord. That runs over to the fuse box, which is hidden by a bunch of U-Haul boxes. So this place is a basement, and I've started doing some things up here because wood glue is supposed to dry at above 45 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know exactly what that is Celsius, but I'll tell you, it's more than 0 degrees Celsius. So I store my glue up here and my mustard. It's kind of a mess here. And here's that motor I was talking about. It's a beefy thing, 3/4 of a horsepower. But anyways, the bandsaw, this is what you guys have been wanting to see probably, maybe. Well, it's not perfect. So we've got a washing machine motor on here. And a redneck belt. So anyways, yeah. And I've mounted it on one of those Pocket 83 stowaway stools. I'll put a link in the description for that. Alright, well, back to the bandsaw. So I've put a table on there temporarily. Just clamped on and screwed together. Oh, so yeah. The crown on the bottom wheel isn't perfect because, see, if I spin the wheel here, it's not really staying in one spot. Got the upper wheel guide mount thingy, and it's not perfectly this way, but if I so anyways, I had a real hard time getting this close with the circular saw, so I just cut it out, then chiseled it out there, and then I figured I could put shims in here to get it to be flat. And I did it this way too, so I'll quote Jeremy Schmidt on this one. Don't know if that's the way to pronounce his name, but if you can't make it perfect, make it adjustable, so that's kind of what I did here. And the frame went relatively okay, except right here, the top is tilted that way a bit. Or the other way, I'm not sure. Yeah. I still haven't built the bottom wheel mount guide yet. Oh, and I didn't use Baltic birch plywood for this either. It's some actually it's from a dumpster. Someone threw out a delicious scrap of oak veneer plywood, and oh, I just couldn't resist. It was so delicious looking. And I turned the pulley on my homemade lathe, so I had to make a faceplate adapter for that. And there's no space here, it's just like right against the thingy. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's about it. That's my whole shop. Thanks for watching my rambling. Bye.